Hi, so I'm doing this video as as a request. I was requested to review my experience with playing with Island People Mass Band in Trinidad. So just to provide a little bit of background, I did go to Trinidad this year, 2016, and I decided to play mass. Now, one of the biggest attractions of Trinidad Carnival is participating in the Parade of Bands, or the Parade of Bands is the main attraction. And taking part in that is an awesome experience, one that I hadn't had in Trinidad yet, and I decided that 2016 was going to be the year that I did it. So my sister and I bit the bullet and did it. And being in the parade, you get to wear a costume. So the costumes are adorned with jewels and beads and feathers and big headdresses, tiaras, everything. They're so beautiful, and to see the mass on the road is amazing. So you want to be a part of that experience. So we decided to select Island People as the band to, participate in this experience with. So as far as payment, it was pretty straightforward. We did it online. I put down 50% of the cost of my costume in October or November, and that was about $400 something US. And then I paid off my balance, which was the other half, obviously, in January, way before I got to Trinidad. They had my money. When you're selecting your costume, you pick the options of what you want to wear. For me, I selected the tankini top and the boy short option. And again, it was between $800 and $900. So pretty pricey, but again, worth the experience. So I thought. Get to Trinidad February 1st. And up until that point, we had not received the distribution schedule for the costume. So I just assumed that I could go and get my costume when I got there. So we had made plans to go and pick up our costumes that Tuesday, the 2nd. On that Tuesday, I got an email from the mass camp saying these are the days and the times that we are distributing costumes. Every band has different sections, right? So our band had maybe 9 or 10 sections. So what they did, they split the sections up into different days. So 3 sections were supposed to go that Thursday, 3 or 4 that Friday, and then the final sections were supposed to go that Saturday. My section was one of the sections that had to go on Carnival Saturday. I had a few issues with the timing of distributions of costumes. Number one, I had an issue with the fact that it was so late. And it was so late into the season of picking up costumes. Most people come down days before Carnival. So why not have the option to allow us to pick up our costumes earlier so that we can actually enjoy the parties that are going on Carnival weekend? That leads me into my number 2. The closer you get to the day, to Carnival Tuesday, the more parties are happening, the bigger the parties, the most coveted parties are happening during that time. On that Saturday, which was the day that I had to get my costume, there was one party that was happening. It was a day party, a day fete, and it was Soca Brainwash. Anybody that knows about Carnival and just knows the party, just know how the parties go for Carnival, you know how coveted the tickets for Soca Brainwash are. I mean, people were upcharging, we're doing at least a $100 to $150 US upcharge on these tickets, and people were paying that money. My sister worked so diligently hard to get us tickets for this party where we didn't have to pay a ridiculous amount of money. She spent hours getting these tickets to this party for us. So this was probably our most anticipated fete, was Soca Brainwash with DJ Private Ryan. And we missed it. Because of costume distribution, but that's a tangent that's going to come later in the video. So again, my issue was, one, I felt like we should have had the opportunity to collect our costumes earlier in the week, and 2, going on the last day, and this is nothing really that they could do about it, but going on the last day, not only are the people who are supposed to come on Saturday coming to get their costumes, but everybody that was supposed to come on Friday and everybody that was supposed to come on Thursday were also coming. So that tripled the volume. Now, the mass camp advertised that they were only going to be open from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. So we only have we have this 7-hour window to get our costumes. Now, 7 hours sounds like a lot of time, but when you're dealing with a big band, Island People is, I think they're considered a big band. You have hundreds of people that are coming. We're gonna need more time. But I'm thinking, okay, well, they say 7 hours, so the place should be crawling with mass camp representatives to get these people in and out. Churn the masqueraders so we can go in, get our costumes, get the hell out of Dodge, right? Wrong. So we get there between 10:45 and 11:15, relatively early. There's already a whole set of people there. So you get in line. We got in line, put our names on the list. We indicated whether or not we paid, like whether or not we were paid in full or whether or not we had a balance. The guy who was taking the names on the list told us that the flow was you put your name on the list. You have a seat. If you have a balance, your name will be called. You go in, you pay your balance, you come back out, and then your name will be called again for you to go and collect your costume. If you're paid in full, then you skip that whole middle step and you just wait for your name to be called so someone can bring you your costume. That's what was supposed to happen, according to what he said. Allegedly, supposedly, suggestedly. That's what was supposed to happen. Now, what actually happened was people were storming the door like they were storming bands. All of a sudden, you just saw the crowd rise. You just saw people getting up from their seats and bum rushing the door. Everybody was going toward the door because we noticed that people were sliding into the whatever was in there, whatever was in there, in this secret room. People were sliding into the room, in the doors into the room to collect their costumes. They were storming the door. There was a security guard on the outside of the door, and there was a security guard on the inside of the door. So they supposed to be blocking the door. Like fans say block the road, they supposed to be blocking the door, but they weren't blocking anything. That's a tangent. Anyway, so I told myself I wasn't gonna get worked up in this video, but I feel myself going there. So let me pull it in. Anyway, so we stand in front of the door. Long story short, we stood outside for 3 hours before we actually got in the room, before we actually got into the building. 3 hours go by. We get into the building, and there are people to the left, there are people to the right who are, some people were just sitting and laying across the floor, leaning against the wall, eating like they had already been in there for hours. Mind you, well, technically they should have been because we had been there for 3 hours. Then there's the cashier in the corner, and then there's this long counter, and people are just crowding the counter. And then there's this tall curtain behind the counter covering whatever up. But there's just this tall curtain. I'm going to get back to the curtain. And it was complete bacchanal. It was complete chaos. There was, at any given moment, you only saw maybe 1 to 2 representatives from the mass camp that would come from behind the curtain. And when they would come out, people were like scavengers. They were just reaching and grabbing, trying to get somebody's attention. Like, please get my costume. Please get my costume. What's going on? Where's my costume? And they would disappear. They would say, oh, just now, and disappear behind the curtain again. I have no idea what was going on behind this curtain. I have speculations, but I don't know for sure. I think they were back there making our costumes, actually assembling them. I can't say for sure because I didn't see them doing it. All I know is that I smelled hot glue. I know what a glue gun smells like, and I smelled hot glue coming from behind that curtain. I also heard that somebody ripped the curtain down at one point and saw people back there making and assembling the costumes. Again, I didn't see that, so I can't validate that point. But I did smell hot glue. It took us another 3 to 3.5 hours once we got in there to get our costumes. We finally got up to the counter, and the young lady said, "Where's your receipt? Where's your receipt?" So we go to pull up our phones to, say, "Hey, I'm paid in full. This is my receipt." And she says, "No, you need your paper receipt." It's 2016. Why do I need a paper receipt? Okay. Okay. So I give my ID to my sister. She goes, gets in the line. She tells us, you have to go and get in the other line to get your receipt. Okay. So we get in the other line to get she gets our receipts, comes back, because I have to hold our spot, right? She comes back, and it takes us another, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes to get somebody else's attention to finally give them our receipts to start our paperwork. And to start putting our costumes together. And I realized that they wanted the paper receipts because that's what had our our costume specifications on it. Bikini top, boy short, tankini, whatever you wanted. Now, personally, I feel like we live in the age of everything digital. This should have been something that they should have been able to pull up in the system. Once you have my name, you should have been able to look up in the system what elements make up my costume. Again, that's a tangent. So I all but shoved my paper in her face, like, please, here, take it. Like, can you please put our costumes together? And she said, okay. She took our paper. She disappeared behind the curtain again. We waited 45 minutes. Yep. We waited about 45 minutes, another 45 minutes before we saw anybody again. And finally, we saw somebody else and said, excuse me. We gave our receipt to a young lady with locks. She disappeared in the back. Can you see where she is? She hasn't come out. She hasn't said anything to us. Nothing. Oh, just now. Disappeared behind the curtain. That's it. Gone. Well, there was a person next to us who was obviously playing mass, and she had a young lady helping her. Now, this young lady was so sweet, and probably she was one of the nicest people, one of the two nice people that I interacted with regarding this mass ban. Okay. Once she finished, I said, please, we had a duplicate copy of our receipts. Please can you please put together our costumes? Somebody took our papers and disappeared. She said, sure, no problem. She finished with the young lady. She came back to us. When she came back, she said, okay, what happened? She said, okay, well, and when somebody started like that, it's going to be a set of shit. So she explained to us that what happened was the young lady, and these are her words, the young lady started putting everything together in our boxes for us, put the papers down, started doing something else, and then just forgot. Do you see it? Do you see where they do that at? You see it anywhere? Because I don't. Where do they do that? Okay, I'm trying to stay cute. And I'm trying to stay cute in the people's mass camp. So I'm trying not to blow up. But I'm irritated at this point. I have been here for I don't even know how long. Hadn't eaten for the day. Tired. Missed the party that I was looking forward to the most. And you mean to tell me that this girl put my paper down and forgot that she was putting my costume together? That was the whole point. Why is she there? What is she doing? But I'm not gonna blow up on this young lady because she was nice. She was sweet. She was cute. And she was gonna help us. So I put all my faith in her. So I gave her, again, she has our paper. She goes in the back. She comes back maybe 15, 20 minutes later. She has my sister's costume. Now, my sister requested a one-piece bathing suit. When she gets the one piece, there's a huge cutout in the back of the bathing suit. Now, most people order one pieces because they're looking for coverage, right? So to get your costume and to see this huge cutout that was not displayed on the website, you don't see that on the website. You don't see the one piece at all on the website. But it's a shock to see this huge cutout in the back. You know what I mean? So it was like, okay, I guess that's what we're doing. Okay. So whatever. She was just happy to have a costume at that point because we had been there about 5 hours. She goes back another 30, 40 minutes later. She comes back with my box and she pulls out this little bikini top. Cute little bikini top. And they were supposed to be hot shorts, boy shorts. There were these little panties that looked like this. And I'm just looking at her like, what am I supposed to do with those? Like, what are the... I'm 32. I don't have any kids. I don't have any babies, and I don't have any dolls. So why are you bringing me these little doll size panties? I don't get it. And she came out and she said, okay, well, and you know, that's the start of some shit. So I threw him a good ear. So I could hear what she was going to tell me. And she said that my order was custom. And the custom orders had not arrived. They did not arrive. So they were going to give me a bikini top and these hot shorts. Those were the actual hot shorts. They were going to give me the hot shorts with the bikini top as an alternative and refund me for the tankini that I really ordered. And I was puzzled because when I think custom, I think of something that you're not offering to the masses, right? To me, that's custom. The tankini option was listed on the site. So I don't know how that's considered custom. But I had a plan B. I was upset, but I know how these things can go sometimes. So knowing that, I had a plan B, and I did carry my own bathing suit. The color was different. My color was more bronze, and the colors of our costumes were like a tan nude color. So it was definitely going to look different, but it still coordinated with the overall look. So I was comfortable with that. And I figured, you know what, in a clutch situation, I can take all the jewels off of the costume that they give me and glue them onto my bathing suit. I came with a hot glue gun. I came with feathers. I came with extra jewels. I was prepared because you just never know. And I'm glad I did, because had I not, I would have missed out on being able to participate in Carnival, something that I had been looking forward to for 2 years, something that I had paid for months ago, something that I had never done, and this was the first time I was going to do it, and I selected Island People to be the band that I did it with. I would have missed out because the custom orders didn't come in. So, yes, I came with an alternative, but I shouldn't have had to do that, but whatever. She said, we'll refund you for the tank top. Okay, that's the least y'all could do, is give me my money back because I paid extra. She comes back 20 minutes later. Well, okay. Miss, I'm tired. I'm hungry. I'm aggravated. And I'm hot. Well, okay, me one more time. What is the set of shit now? Apparently, she was told by one of the leaders or whomever that they were not issuing refunds that day and that I had to come back tomorrow. Nope. I still don't see where they do that at. And I told her that I was not leaving without my money. So I stayed there. I asked to speak to the person that she was talking to. And I guess that was enough because she managed to have them refund me for my tank top. So I got my refund that day and left. So the costume distribution alone was enough to make me say that I will probably, and I really try to never use the word never, but it is very unlikely that I will not play mass with them anymore. You pay way too much. I paid way too much money to experience the lack of customer service that I experienced. Way too much money. Now, so when we left, the next day is Sunday, and we realized, wait a minute, we don't know where we're going. We don't know where we're meeting the band, what time we're meeting the band. We don't know any of that. And with Carnival, there are 2 days. There's Carnival Monday, Carnival Tuesday. It was Sunday. We realized we don't know where to go tomorrow. So my sister had to email the mass camp to say, hey, where are we going to meet up with the band? And they told us you meet up at the Woodbrook Youth Facility down in Woodbrook in town. On Carnival Monday, we were to meet there at 10 o'clock. On Carnival Tuesday, we were to meet there at 7 o'clock. So we got there on Monday, 10:40, and the band pulled off at 10:45. We got there about 10:15. They pulled off 10:45. Okay. The being on the road on a Monday was cool. Nothing. I mean, it was just cool. It was okay. It was okay. It was really hot, and we ended up leaving early because my sister didn't feel well. Carnival Tuesday, we're so excited. This is the big day, the big show, right? So we're like, okay, despite everything with distribution, despite everything with how annoyed we've been with our experience so far, this is the day. I woke up at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning to start doing my makeup, then so I could do her makeup, and we're gonna be pretty in our big feathers, and oh, we're so excited. And we know we have to get up early and start early because we have to be at the Woodbrook Youth Facility at 7 o'clock, according to the email, right? We get to the Woodbrook Youth Facility at 7:10. There is not a motherfucking soul in sight. The only thing that was there was the PP truck. And the PP truck was pulling out of the youth facility and flying down the road. And I just remember yelling, "Where's the music truck? We don't know. We need to go find it. We need to go to the truck." And I'm looking around like, this is the bullshit. Where is the band? Where's the music truck? Where's security? There were a few stragglers, a few members of the band security lingering. And we found one. We met one and we asked him, where's the, where's the band? And he said, we don't know. He said, I don't know. I'm just going to go follow the truck, the PP truck, the bathroom truck. There was another young lady who was walking, and she was the sweetest. Her and the girl at the mass camp. Those are the two people that were with Island People that didn't make my experience a complete fail. It was close. It was damn close, but they saved it a little bit. She was so patient, and she walked with us. Well, we had to depend on her because we didn't know where we were going. And we walked for an hour and a half, maybe an hour between, it was somewhere between like an hour and a half to 2 hours, something like that, looking for the band. And we had to meet up with the band in Independence Square. So it probably wasn't an hour and a half, but it was a while. It was at least an hour we were walking. And imagine you're walking, you don't know where you're walking to. You don't know when you're going to find the band. So you just feel like you're walking forever. And I started thinking like, damn, am I going to miss everything? Am I going to miss the stage? I put so much money into this, so much time into this. What if I miss everything? Because we were given incorrect information on where and when to meet the band. What set of shit is that? So let's back up. It took me over 6 hours to get my costume. You made me miss the party that I was looking forward to the most. And then you give me incorrect information on where to meet the band on Carnival Tuesday and make me wander all over town looking for you. And that pretty much, I don't want to say it ruined my Carnival Tuesday, but I definitely didn't have as much fun because I was so aggravated and irritated with just how everything had been going at that point. I was so irritated. And when it was all done, I was glad to say that I experienced it, but I would have much rather done it with another band. And I just feel like I would have had way more fun. I don't feel like I got the experience that I deserve to get. I don't feel like I got the customer service that I deserve to get because I didn't get it. So, I could keep talking. There are other little details. I'm trying not to make this video a ridiculously long video. It's already kind of long at 24 minutes. But that is just, believe it or not, a snapshot. That's a snapshot. Overall, I will tell you that I did not enjoy my experience with Island People. And again, it is very unlikely that I will play with them again. I will play in Trinidad again. It just will not be with Island People. If you have any other questions that I can answer, please feel free to leave them below in the comment section. And that's it. Have a good day.